I saw the news, yeah. Quantum Computing Inc. selling a few chips. Let's see, Star Surgical up 25%. Alcon buying Star. Arteris. Pfizer reported Navitas is down after earnings, so is HIMSS down 12%. Nvidia's flat. Palantir's up 7%. Persian's trading a lot for some reason. I mentioned Quantum Computing Inc., which is up 6% on a $60,000 or $70,000 deal. $70,000 deal. Yeah. They're slowly working their way up to, $1 million of revenue. D-Wave's up 3%. AMD's up a little bit. Getty's flat. Figma's rebounding a tiny bit. American Eagle's down, or sagging, maybe we should say. Tesla's down 50 bips. Yeah, Open Doors, of course, again, trading the most. Castle Bioscience is up 23%. Not sure what's going on there. They must have renamed themselves or something. XGen's up. Syndex is up. The Nephew's up. The earnings seemed fine. Global Foundry's down a little. TransDigm down 8%. Big company. CRISPR down 9%. HIMSS, the big story, down 13%. There's Vertex down 13%. Big drop for a huge drug company. We're going to dive into that. See if we can pick a bottom or something. It was 470 last night. Took a pit stop at 430 in the after hours. Bottom around 400. It's 409 at the moment. By value, Palantir's traded $1 billion. Nvidia roughly the same. Tesla $500 million. AMD same. Coinbase down 3% on a quarter bill. Microsoft up fractionally. Accenture down fractionally. Star and HIMSS about a quarter bill. One being acquired, one rough quarter. Pfizer, Amazon, Figma. Meta, Welltower, Apple. Robinhood down 40 bips. Joby up 3%. Wild company. Wild. International dropped this morning. So you can now look at international stocks and Godel. It's still early days, but where should we start? Which country? We'll start over in London, or GSK, and you've got GSK-LN. So here's GSK in London. Of course, you can look at description. Still some kinks to work out for sure, but that's GSK London. How about just a company that only trades in London? So let's see, Royal Dutch Shell, I think, or Shell PLC. That's London only. You see it's quoted in pounds. Right now it's, like things like prices and charts work, but we're still working on. News seems to work, which is great. All right, let's skip over to Japan. There's Toyota. You see it's in yen. Check the news, see if this works. Seems to work. News about Toyota. There's a little bit of a description here. What other countries do we want to head out to? Let's see, Ubisoft in Paris. There it is, €8. Description, game developer, news works, Rainbow Six, that's their game. What's in Australia? BHP? BHPAU, right? Australian Composite, Australian Miners, 9478 in Japan, there it is, 366 yen. Vertex, I think, is the one we want to focus on. No, we care. I care about retail. It's not that I don't care. It's just that I'm focused on institutions. I want everybody to use it. Yeah, it might be yesterday's close, but we should have real time in Japan soon. But Japan closed hours ago, so it's, I think, yesterday's close. So right now it's a daily close. All right, let's see where Vertex is at. Yeah, we're negotiating with each country and each exchange to get real time for each place, but you also have to pay extra for those, entitlements, because they're not cheap. You could spend hundreds of dollars on market data. We'll try to amortize some of that for you guys, but it's not easy. Big red candle opening the day for Vertex here. Pain drug failed. 12% year-over-year revenue growth, not bad, but it's also one of these things where things aren't picking up, and is 𝗤𝗏𝗦𝗥𝗧 selling or not is the question. And let's see, CAFTA did 2551, pretty good. Thought they would have a down quarter because of Alifrec. Alifrec was a little slower maybe than expected. But big number in total. That's 2.7. So cystic franchise is growing. And then they have Casgevy, so 30.4 for Casgevy. Not bad, actually. Huge number, but it's going. And then 12 for 𝗤𝗏𝗦𝗥𝗧, which for the hot new pain drug is not looking so good. 𝗤𝗏𝗦𝗥𝗧 may be dead on arrival, unfortunately. You know, I was excited about 𝗕𝗏𝗦𝗥𝗧, but no go. I thought it would be multi-billion, so much for that. They need to develop a better version. I'm sure they will someday. So let's see, you're dealing with about $16 a share of earnings, about $4 billion, so 23 times, 12 billion in revenue. It's growing revenue at 7 times. Not bad. It's a little tricky though, because you have to value the pipeline. Obviously, the patents do expire. They're not forever assets. They have some proteins coming out. They didn't raise guidance. Yeah, hard to get too excited about Vertex. $600, but I also had 𝗕𝗏𝗦𝗥𝗧. Well, I tempered my 𝗕𝗏𝗦𝗥𝗧 to $2.5 billion. That looks like it's still going to be, unfortunately, too high. That again, still got $500 a share, and I do think this is pretty conservative. Now it's at 400, so it's not like that much of a win. Now, if they can show some pipeline success and show that they're not inept, you know, you could make the case for some pretty strong returns. But new management, it's not clear that they know what they're doing. I agree, 350 would be better. Well, so much for QUBT and their award. That pop faded very quickly. $70,000 doesn't go that long. Doesn't go that long away in the stock market, now does it? Yeah, it's pretty common for something like that to happen, Clark, because the direction of the company's trajectory is changing. You know, if you're going to grow 50% or faster, I think they might be able to accelerate their growth, right? So if you look at Palantir, here's the Palantir model. You know, what's remarkable about Palantir, and it's extremely unusual, is that their revenue is growing faster as they get bigger. So it's very uncommon. So, you know, you have 13% revenue growth here a couple of years ago. That's pretty modest. You know, they were just kind of sucking wind at this point. Then 17, 20, 21, 27, 30, 36, 39, and then 48. I mean, kind of out of nowhere. And here they raised guidance to, I want to say like a 50-ish% revenue growth, which I'm sure they will beat. So, you know, if they keep doing this, you know, it's still a little tough to make sense of the valuation. You know, they could just be this big growth company that doesn't stop growing. 10 billion in earnings, let's say. That's 40 times earnings 4 years from now. But again, you know, we don't know. This is like growth moderates. You know, they may actually do something crazy where growth accelerates, in which case, you know, it's actually quite cheap. But again, still a little bit hard to sort of make it make sense. Yeah, I'm not long, I'll say that. But amazing execution by the Palantir team. I mean, every quarter for the last 8 quarters, 10 quarters has been just incredible. Yeah, D-Wave doesn't sell computers too often. Yes, ATYR, best short idea. I haven't looked closely at Syndax. But guidance, sleep apnea, reported last night. I gotta start looking at these things more closely. We're long AbbVax. I think it's ABVX and then Quantum on the short side. Can't wait for Quantum earnings. It's gonna be great. Maybe recovering, we'll see. HIM's recovering. Yeah, nobody knows when the Palantir ride will end. I mean, at this rate of performance, you know, they'll just keep rocking and rolling. Well, I love that I have international stocks now in Godel. It's very useful. Yeah, I just love that I can look at the international price of everything really easily. Just type and press enter. How seamless. Novo is Novo B, so it's a little tricky, but there it is, 313 Chrome. Roche, it's tricky. There's it's Roche without the G, I guess. There's Roche participating shares, and then there's Roche Geisenschein's shares, which are like I guess the bearer shares versus the participating shares. It's very weird. This Novartis and Swiss franc. Oh, I love this. The guy's cooked. The guy's cooked. Problem is you do have to zoom in quite a bit to see it up here, which I don't like. Yeah, HIM's recovering nicely. You know, when you see the market open, that's when the real guys are playing. There's Sanofi, 82 euros, 47 USD. In fact, you can see the price just even before you press enter. You know, you see it populate right there. 41, GSK 37.44, and GSK in London is 13.98. What about CSL in Australia? 264.91, 7,000 yen. Merck in Germany, remember there's two Mercks. So you get Dusseldorf here, 108 euros. That is not New York American Merck, that is German Merck. Bayer, same thing. We've got Hamburg, Frankfurt, 27 euros. They're making a bit of a comeback there. Or Regeneron. Here's the ultimate test. Indian company, Sun Pharma. Oh, we have it. Look at that. Look at that crazy Indian symbol. Oh man, now we're gonna have Indians flooding our site. Never pay. All right, Samsung Biologics. Ooh, I found the weak link. We don't have Korea, it looks like. No, there it is. You just have to type the ticker, and there's Korean won symbol. Okay, here's the test for Hong Kong. Hanso, 3692. There it is, Hanso. Pharmaceutical in Hong Kong. 3502 Hong Kong dollars. Last I looked at it was 24.5, so real big numbers. Okay, here's another test, Shanghai Fosun in mainland China. There it is, mainland China. 2684. These guys cooked. I am so proud of my team. Orion, this is not easy. This is a Finnish company. Yo, good morning. Great job on international. The people love it. I love it. You guys cooked. Cooked a delicious meal for everybody. Thank you. ADMA's pretty steady. Alkermes. Look at all the drug companies. Crystal. Lundbeck. This is a Danish company. Really big. There's Class A and Class B. They have actually significantly different prices in a sense. I'm going to go with, it's the B shares, I think they're mostly traded. 1972. Kiro, our favorite, 48.93. There's Avidity, RNA. Stifel's great, you know, good bank. I mean, again, you know, banks seek to do business with the companies they cover. It's normal. You know, so they generally write buy ratings. Moderna, 2740. Denali's really interesting. Probably one company that could treat Alzheimer's someday. But nobody wants to buy it because it's a sophisticated company and they're not a bunch of idiots, and, you know, retail wants to only buy the crazy. Crinetics stock I like, 2829. There's SK Biosciences. I never got to know these guys. It's a very weird company. 44,001. There's SK Biopharmaceuticals. The difference? No idea. That's 96,001. Janux, which had pretty good data a while back, but has not been able to rally. Structure, which is the GLP, Structure's gonna have a hard time, man. I think all the GLP guys are gonna have a hard time. It's this market is showing signs of saturation. Everyone who wants Ozempic has gotten Ozempic. Oh, we should look at Rocket, Sana, Beam. So many interesting companies, man. I wish I had all the time to be your biotech analyst, your personal biotech analyst, but that is not what I am trying to do. Not what I want to do. There's Shanghai Junshi, which has rallied quite a bit out in Hong Kong, and then they also are in mainland. And again, we have these Indian prices, which I'm really happy about. Again, not sure. Somebody's telling me that is not the right symbol for Indian currency, and their currency is a little complicated. They have the bizarre system where not everything is in hundreds. All right, does anybody know the crazy Indian currencies? Yeah, this rally is wild for quantum. I just lost about 3% on it. There's the Indian. I think that's the correct Indian currency. I think we have one Indian guy on the team. I'm gonna ask him why. Yeah, we're definitely gonna working on an Excel plugin. Microsoft's changed how they do plugins recently, so we kind of have to adapt to their new thing. Lupin or Rubindo. I'm so happy we have these. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be trading Indian stocks anytime soon. I actually curious if we're even allowed to here, but it's exciting nonetheless. Innovent, really cool company. Let's see how their stock's been. Rocket ship. Springworks, did they get acquired? So, Tarsus, Rams, Amylyx, Venus, oops. Sage got acquired. Evotech, Well, there's two Biotechs. So let's see. There's US Biotech listing and there's German listing. Oh, here's one I haven't tried yet. Aspen, which is South Africa. It says Singapore, but I don't think that's right. Aspen. Let's look at the tickers. APN. Aspen Pharma here. There it is. This is the Rand, South African Rand, right? 𝗤𝗢𝗙. This is in Hungary. 𝗤𝗢𝗙𝗢, I think. Oh, there it is. Hungary Fort the Forint. Look at the name of the company. Isn't it great? The Chemical Works of 𝗤𝗢𝗙 PLC. The Finest Musical Beats by Metro Boomin. Cancino. These guys had the COVID vaccine over in China. China. Oh, it's really down. Wow. There's Syndax. 1229. Delix. 𝐏𝐫𝐾𝐲. 58. Bockum is a Swiss. Zealand, that's a really exciting Danish company, also doing GLPs. Something in the water over there, huh? They have an ADR too, I believe. Glenmark, this is an Indian company. Learn all these Hong Kong companies too. Carsgen is a CAR-T company, I think. Regenix Bio, that's another interesting one. My old company, TBTX, always dog since I left. Gear, Maris, Fate. Wow, Fate's $1. Prime, JCR. No quote for JCR. Okay, there's two Japanese stocks we don't have a quote for because I think there's some weird thing going on there. Mist Verona. Oh, Taiwan. Pharma. There we go, new Taiwanese dollar. Sweet. Here's another one. I don't even know what country this is. Slovenia? Kirka. Yeah, I don't think we have this one. Oh, we do. Let's go. Slovenian stock market, baby. Rhythm has just been a killer. I highlighted that stock when I was in prison. Allogene has been a dog. Everest Medicines is an interesting Hong Kong Chinese company working on getting American drugs out there. Stock's been a rocket ship. It's Korean stock. I remember Buffett started looking at Korean stocks. Really interesting. He bought a whole bunch of Korean, and obviously his Japan trade is more celebrated, but every now and then he'd look at these Korean stocks and be like, oh, these are 5 times earnings. What the? How are they so cheap? I'll buy a bunch of them. What these Chinamen are doing. But I like their stocks. B-Lights. One of you guys mentioned B-Light to me. It looks like an uber short. Sega. Biocon. This is a huge Indian biosimilar company. Used to partner with Mylan a lot. 𝗥𝗢𝗘𝗢, Indian company I know well. Corvus. Oh, we should trade this when I first started streaming. Kairos. Altimmune. Regencell. Mochida. Japanese company. Miriam bought some of my old drugs. Verve got acquired. A couple of these are on Osaka, that's why you can't see them. You can't, they're John Cena. They're traded on the John Cena exchange. You can't see them. Spiriano is dogging them. That stock has been a good short. People don't need more cholesterol meds, turns out. Iridian. These guys have a next, what do you call it? The IGF. Farming. Catalyst. Cytodyne. Hey. 28 cents. Humisite, I had it at $5. Where is it now? Oh, $2.39. For shame. ATYR, I had it at $6. Now it's at $5. Oh, wonder why. Eurogen 2024. They got an approval. MGTX dropped a bit. Liquidia, huge rally. We were long that. Epsi, $3. Galapagos. Now this is another one that's dual listed. Idea. I thought those guys got acquired. I guess not. Oh, good old Mankind. This is like the stock I maybe will be most remembered for. Cosmo is an interesting Swiss company. They do bowel stuff, like a GI specialist. There's Mankind spelled correctly, and then there's Mankind like Alman, M-A-N-N. There's two Mankind's, and then I think the Indian Mankind is now bigger than the original Mankind. You have to learn a lot about China if you're going to trade the stock market. It's pretty important. I don't think you can, I mean, Charlie Munger said, I don't think you can look at the market if you're not looking at China. He said if I were young, that's what all I would do. I'd probably live there. So you can trade Hong Kong very easily. Trading Hong Kong's like trading the US. Prax is at 5101. Oh, this has been a 50 bagger? Hold up. I have the wrong price? Did they reverse? Oh yeah, kinda. No, it was never a dollar. Maybe they reverse merged. Solid Biosciences. I mentioned this is the Duchenne dad trying to save his boy. Gotta love that. Gotta root for that. Actuate, InflaRx, IFRX. Protara, this is my former colleague's company. Shkreli Cub. Novo, these guys have been around forever, just trying to barely exist. HTX, I mean, this is our merger art play. Finally got bought out. Vigil. There's another dog. 𝗦𝗏𝗡. 𝗦𝗏𝗡 could be interesting. Here's Calvista. Disc Medicine got acquired by Lilly, I want to say. Well, you got to titrate your discount rate to like whatever the market is telling you. So if all of your valuations are too high, you know, obviously your discount rate is too low across the board. So as long as the discount rates are kind of make sense relative to each other, I think you'll be fine. Nektar had the unbelievable comeback. And Carta. Rival Therapeutics. These guys. Oh, this is Poland. Sick. It's the one Polish stock I have here. It's the Polish zloty. 30.45. Let's see if Excel has the zloty. I'm almost certain it does, but you got to go look. It's not really in alphabetical, amazingly. It starts in alphabetical, and then it like keeps repeating itself. It's bizarre. There we go. ZL. What? Yeah, you can see Excel's not perfect. I mean, you got to go to scroll down like crazy to get the euro. It's not really. It's made for all spreadsheet users, not just finance. So, like, finance specific Excel could be good. There's Knight. This is Indian company. Really weird management. And Bitcoin's there. That's really funny. But is it Canadian dollar? Is it just CAD? I mean, how do people do that usually? Is it just type CAD? Call it a day? Now here's ApiVax. There's now the French stock and the American stock. So how's our American? 69.33. How's our French? 61.20 euros. 𝗔𝗫𝗓, that's a Swiss company. Husband and wife team, I believe. Fibrogen, like, went out of business, basically. Oh, still kicking, still kicking. So many biotech companies. We don't need this man. Anavex. Oh, it's so close. Anavex is... It's gonna be so sweet, man. We're gonna make so much money this year. It's almost not fair. You crying for these baggies? I'm sorry for you baggies, man. You don't deserve this. That's why I reach out to you. I feel bad for you, man. I got a soul. I'm not like all these Wall Street cats. I want you to lose everything. I got a real soul in here somewhere. I'm not saying I like you. I just feel bad for you. It's pathetic. It's like looking at a homeless man. Buying D-Wave. What's wrong with you? You know how this is gonna end? My IQ is not the answer. You know that. Let me get that. Yeah, a lot of biotechs, man. I've just gone through about 400 of them. I really don't know what they all do anymore. I've lost track. Some of these companies I do know well, of course. Tangled with many of them. There's no Palantir or Bio. It would make sense. And I don't know part which licensed that dog of a drug. I don't know why the market likes it. Stoke. Elite. Tia. GH Research is along, I think.